Ladies and gentlemen, we'll call to order the meeting for today, December the 1st. How's that? December the 1st, for the purpose of hearing a protest filed by Mr. Randy Hunt. Mr. Hunt, in this case, is the protester, and Mr. Dishman is the affected candidate. Mr. Hunt is at the table to my right, and Mr. Dishman and his counsel, Mr. Jones, are at the table to my left. For this hearing, there will be no public comments. If you're called to testify, please make your way to the podium in the center of the room. Give us your name and your address. All witnesses, including candidates, will be sworn in prior to giving testimony. If you have a religious or moral objection to being sworn in with the Bible, you can simply affirm your testimony. Ms. Seamster, our board director, will administer the oath to both of the candidates at this time.
Stand and put your left hand on, raise your right hand. Do you both swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Yeah.
With all this being said, are there any motions from either side that we need to consider before moving on?
Not from this side.
No,
Hearing
sir.
none, Mr. Farrell, our board attorney, is with us. Is there anything that we need to discuss prior to starting this hearing?
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
Mr. Hunt, in this hearing, you have the burden of proof, and so you may begin presenting your evidence.
Well, there's one thing. I believe that there'll be an opportunity for opening statements, so.
Exactly, we decided on that. Yes, sir.
Brief opening statement from each side, followed by the presentation of evidence.
Mr. Hunt, if you'd like to give a 3-minute opening statement, you may do so at this time.
Thank you. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to come to the evidentiary hearing, or at least the first hearing. I was in a state-mandated training in Asheville, and that could not have been avoided. But I appreciate you moving forward with us being able to expose some evidence today of Mr. Dishman not living at 515 Church Street in Eden, when in fact he lives in the county.
That concludes your opening statements, Mr.
Yes,
Hunt.
sir. Sorry, I can't see you for that.
Mr. Jones, I assume you'll be making the opening statements for your client.
Briefly, or as briefly as a Baptist can. But good morning to the chairman and to the members of the board. Thank you for having us this morning. My name is Michael Jones. I'm of the Brooks Pierce Law Firm in Greensboro, and I'm appearing this morning on behalf of Paul Dishman. There is no dispute in this proceeding that decades ago, Mr. Dishman established a domicile at 515 Church Street in Eden, the property where he lived, when he was born, a home that he owns and has owned since 1986, and the address where he is currently registered to vote. The only question at issue in this proceeding is whether Mr. Dishman abandoned that domicile and established a new one where he intends to remain indefinitely. The evidence that you will see this morning will show that the answer to that question is categorically and resoundingly no. You will hear from several live witnesses, several others who are testifying by affidavit, and then you'll also see several exhibits, including a commercial driver's license, insurance cards and statements, a concealed carry permit, bank records, utility records, mail, Social Security statements, receipts, and other records, all of which confirm that 515 Church Street was, is, and remains Mr. Dishman's domicile. We look forward to presenting this evidence this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes the opening statements. Mr. Hunt, you now can begin presenting your evidence.
I would like Tammy McMichael to come forward. And I would like to also give the board a copy of water and consumption rates for my address at 332 Jackson Street.
For the record, after mark those protesters exhibit number 1.
Thank you. Ms. McMichael, would you like to?
I'm sorry, Mr. Hunt, let Ms. Simpson swear in the witness, please.
Okay.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Ms. McMichael, what is your title?
I'm the Director of Finance and Personnel for the City of Eden.
Okay, the water records that I've presented, are they kept in ordinary course of business?
Ask the question again, please.
The water and garbage consumption that were just passed out, are those records kept in an ordinary course of your business?
Yes.
And is it regular practice to prepare this information for water bills?
Yes.
Okay, do you believe these to be accurate for this address?
Yes.
And in your experience, well, based on a little bit smaller than an average of $3,600 average a gallon month consumed, in your experience, what is a typical water bill for a resident in the city of Eden as far as gallons consumed?
I do not have the exact information for that. All I can say is if we give an average consumption, we use 4,000 gallons.
Okay. And do you have records for 515 Church Street?
Yes.
Can you present those records, please?
And we're going to mark this set of documents from the witness protesters exhibit number 2.
Needs to be made that these be moved into evidence, or was that done?
Any objection to?
No objection.
So, Mr. Chair, the witnesses offer these into evidence and without objection.
So we'll accept those into evidence.
I have a copy of those.
You would need one for yourself.
Yeah, I do have one for myself, yes.
Ms. McMichael, can you give us gallons used, probably going back, let's say, to July for each month, or gallons consumed?
Okay. When you say July, so are you asking for consumption for July, or are you asking for the water bill for July?
Gallons consumed.
Okay. On August the 15th of 2025, the service provided dates would be June 26th of 25 through July the 28th of 25, and the consumption was 100 gallons.
Okay, in September?
In September, we billed September 15th. The service dates is July the 28th of 2025 through August the 28th of 2025, and the consumption was 400 gallons.
Okay. And October?
We billed October 15th, 2025. The service dates is August the 28th of 2025 through September the 29th of 2025, and the consumption was 100 gallons.
Okay. I don't think we need to go back. Do you have a November bill?
No, the subpoena asked that I go back to May May of 2025. So the November 14th bill is the last bill that we have. Do you need me to give that?
Okay, and perhaps a July bill, gallons consumed?
The July 15th bill of 2025, the service period from, excuse me, May 28th of 2025 to June 26th of 2025 was 0 gallons.
0 gallons for July. So what I'm understanding is no gallons were consumed in July. In August, 100 gallons. In September, 400 gallons. In October, 100 gallons.
That is what we bill for.
All right, just trying to put that in perspective. Is that, well, you don't have an average rate for an average home,
No, sir, I do
1 or
not.
200? But I guess all I can go through is comparing it to my own consumption. And would you agree that I used 3,100 gallons the month of August when Church Street used 100 gallons? September, I used 6,400 gallons, where 515 Church Street used 400 gallons. And in October, I used 3,700 gallons, where 100 gallons were used.
I do not have your consumption for me. I just have the consumption for 515 Church Street.
Give you copies.
Which bill date for 332 Jackson Street would you like me to read?
How about July?
For 332 Jackson Street, we billed July the 15th of 2025, and the service dates was June 25th of 2025 through May 27th of 2025, and we billed 3,900 gallons.
And I guess lastly, if you'll look back at October, I think that's a contested period of residency.
For 332 Jackson Street on October the 15th, the service period would have been August the 27th of 2025 through September the 26th of 2025, and we billed 6,400 gallons.
As opposed to 515 Church Street, that was how many gallons compared to that 6,400?
On October the 15th of 2025, for the 515 Church Street service period from August the 28th of 2025 through September the 29th of 2025, we billed 100 gallons.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
Good morning, ma'am. I just have a couple questions for you. This morning, you were asked to provide roughly an average figure of the usage, the water usage at a household within your jurisdiction. Was that figure, did that reflect the average usage for a single person or the average usage for all households?
That's typically a usage for a family of 4. And we just, if we have somebody ask for an average consumption or an average water bill, we're going to use 4,000 gallons.
Would it surprise you if a single person used, or if you saw that a single person used less water than a family of 4?
No, it would not.
Is the water service at 515 Church Street, is that still in Mr. Dishman's name?
It is in Mr. Dishman's name.
And would you agree that the bill shows that there was usage at the property as recently as the October 2025 bill?
Yes.
Thank you. No further questions.
The board, as we go forward, certainly, has an opportunity to ask any questions.
I do have one question. In the position that you're in, is there some information that the city has about what fixtures in the house use the most water? I mean, how much water does a normal toilet use if you're flushing it?
I do not have that
You don't?
information.
Okay, thank you. No more questions. Can we release this witness? Yes, thank you, ma'am.
I do have additional information I would like to enter as evidence. It's the North Carolina Administrative Code, Title 15A, Environmental Quality, Chapter 2, Environmental Management, Subchapter T, Waste Not Discharged to Surface Waters, Section decimal 0100, General Requirements, Section 02T dot 0114, Wastewater Design Flow Rates. When building a wastewater treatment plant, there are determining factors that the state mandates. And in determining the volume of sewage from dwelling units, the flow rate shall be 120 gallons per day per bedroom. The minimum volume of sewage for each dwelling unit shall be 240 gallons per day, and each additional bedroom above 2 bedrooms will increase the volume by 120 gallons per day. So I'd like to enter that, please.
Farrell, I'm assuming this will be protesters' exhibit number 3.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Thank you. This would be what the state uses to measure usage, average usage, in case there was a question about that. And if there was a question about how many people live, looking at at my water bills, it's just my wife and I.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you had time to look this over? You're still looking at it?
He has more, you can continue.
Mr. Hunt, you can continue if you have more.
I do not.
Okay. That concludes your evidence to the board, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Jones?
Sure. I mean, to the extent it is appropriate, and these procedures are admittedly a little unusual for me, but we would move at this time to dismiss the protest, as there has been no evidence whatsoever produced here today that Mr. Dishman has actually abandoned his domicile and established another one. In fact, there hasn't even been an address provided today for the domicile at which the protester alleges that Mr. Dishman resides. And unless there was additional evidence provided in support of this protest at the preliminary hearing, I doubt very much that the evidence that was presented sufficed to rise to the level of probable cause for the aforementioned reasons. So we will just make that oral motion at that time. And should the commission choose to proceed, we will have evidence to present.
Mr. Farrell, could you address that, please?
Mr. Chair, members of the board, you've heard the motion to dismiss. It's essentially based on the argument that the evidence presented by the protester, who has the burden to prove to you that there's substantial evidence to sustain their protest, is inadequate, and therefore should be the protest should be dismissed before the affected candidate even puts on evidence. A couple ways to proceed. You can take up the motion now as a board. You can hold that motion open and deliberate the motion when you consider all the evidence after the presentation of the affected candidate's case. So those are the two ways that I would recommend you proceed. Either take it up now or take it up during your deliberations.
Ask you a question. I believe I would like to take that up now, if the board agrees. Let me ask you a question, though. Is there any law that states that the protester has to give a current address or where he lives, or just prove that the gentleman does not live in the area or cannot vote in the ward that he run in?
Right. I think the allegation is that, or the argument that was made is there's no information about where he resides, right? The case is that the candidate who received the highest vote count resided within the city, Ward 4, right? And the protest says no, doesn't live there. So the argument is, well, there's no evidence of where he lives, where he went to, right? So in the absence of that, given the protester has the burden to show where he lives, there is no case. It's essentially the way I understand the argument.
We have a motion to dismiss before the board, or we have an ask to dismiss. Do I have a motion to dismiss the case?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, like sign. Aye.
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 Mr. Jones, continue on.
And as a point of clarification before we present the case, we do have about 21 exhibits in addition to a few affidavits that we'll be happy to submit this morning. We only have one copy of each, so if someone could, I would appreciate it, just a little advice as to how to actually tender those exhibits in order to get them into evidence.
Mr. Chair, what I would recommend, because it's important that all parties and the board have an opportunity to consider the papers that are going to be presented in the form of exhibits, if we could take a brief recess and see about perhaps obtaining some copies of those so everybody can have the same information. If that is satisfactory to the chair, we'll work on that.
So the board will stand in recess for 10 minutes, and if we need more time, then we'll address that. How's that?
Okay. We'll give you an opportunity to look through this before we start the meeting back.
Resume the hearing. Mr. Jones, I believe you're up.
All right.
And
We will
Before
call.
we get started, I'm sorry, Mr. Jones. During the break, the protester asked me a question, and I think it was a fair question, and that was, is the protest form itself in evidence and it's part of the proceeding? And obviously, we're here because of this protest, and so I think it's a fair question. But just to clarify, the protest is something, the protest itself and its attachments is something the board can consider. I believe that was your question to me.
Yes.
And so I just wanted to put that on the record. Any question about that?
You have the election protest form.
Y'all do.
I would object, at least until we would make sure we have a copy of all the attachments that are going to be coming into evidence.
It's the protest itself that was filed in this case that should have been attached to the notice that everyone has seen.
This would be the same protest form that we saw at the probable cause hearing.
That's correct.
Two-page document with no attachments.
No,
No, there were attachments to it.
the protest that was submitted and that was considered preliminary considerations hearing is a three-page form promulgated by the State Board of Elections and a series of attachments.
Okay. I would again object. It appears that there are photographs included in this document. I don't believe that, I don't know that these photographs have been authenticated, and I certainly haven't had an opportunity to cross-examine anyone about the content of these photographs.
Okay.
Same with the text messages,
Right.
which are hearsay.
Right. So the form itself, it doesn't sound like there's any objection to the three-page form, right? The State Board of Elections form.
Well, I would object to that as well, because there are statements here that if this is being admitted under evidence, I've had no opportunity to cross-examine.
Okay. Well, I believe we're here because of this protest form, so perhaps we need to, would you like to enter the form into evidence?
I would.
Okay. All right. So you have some cross-examination that you'd like to make about that form?
Sure. So, Mr. Hunt, I see that the factual basis of the protest is that Paul Dishman does not live in the city of Eden. Are you making that statement based on your own personal knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Do you have knowledge that Mr. Dishman resided at the 515 Church Street property in Eden at any point in time?
No, sir.
Okay. Earlier today, you submitted utility bills into evidence. Those utility bills had an address on them. Do you recall the address that was on those forms?
Yes, those were mailed to 515.
Okay. Do you have any reason to believe that Mr. Dishman lives at any other particular address?
Yes, I do.
And what is that basis?
I've been by the home, seen him there. I've been by 515 Church Street many, many times, not seen anyone there, just a vehicle parked in the back.
Do you have any knowledge of who owns the vehicle that is parked in the back?
Paul Dishman.
Okay. And so you have no evidence that Mr. Dishman actually abandoned the property at 515 Church Street at any time?
No, I do not have the evidence of when he abandoned. Paul's lived there, I guess, as a kid, but moved out to 184 Landfill Road.
And what evidence do you have that he moved to 184 Landfill Road?
Because that's where he's always been. The whole time that I worked at the City of Eden, I had no evidence that he's moved back to 515 Church Street.
And when you say that that's where he's been, what evidence do you have that that is where he has resided?
Just personal driving by and seeing the property.
Okay. Do you think you can tell where someone lives just by driving by and seeing them at the property?
If you do it enough, yes.
How many times would you say that you've driven by?
20.
And what was the most recent time?
Right, 12 days after the election.
Okay.
Or excuse me, after his filing.
And when was the last time that you saw one of Mr. Dishman's vehicles parked at 515 Church Street?
He's kept a vehicle there.
Okay. We'll withdraw the objection as to the protest itself, but not as to the photographs or any of the attachments to the protest form.
Okay, so just to clarify then, Just to clarify, then, the protest form itself has been entered into evidence by the protestor, and after cross-examination, there's no objection to entering the protest form itself. Okay.
Now, I do have a question, Brian. I was under the impression that when he made the motion to enter this into evidence, he was entering all of this into evidence. Mr. Jones has had the opportunity to cross-examine him on the items that were connected to this when he talked about the landfill address. He talked about riding by the residence, seeing nobody there. I think that would validate the pictures that were presented to us at the probable cause hearing.
Well, I think the point that Mr. Jones was making is if the additional information attached to the protest is going to come in, he wants to have the opportunity to cross-examine that information. He was just, I understood the cross-examination was just to the protest form itself just now.
Correct.
Right. And so if there's other information that was going to come along with that, if the protester wants to introduce the attachments, he'd like to have the opportunity to cross-examine the protester about that information before it's admitted. So is there anything?
Introduced.
Okay, so looking at the form itself, again, just so the record is clear, attached to the protest form, which has been offered and admitted, was the next page in my document set is a copy of, it looks like a code section from, there's a staple in my set, but it speaks to corporate boundaries. And I assume this is City of Eden code section.
Yes.
Right, okay. So any objection to entry of the code section that begins Article 2, corporate boundaries, and includes Section 2.1, 2.2, 3.1, talks about corporate boundaries for the purposes of election and mayor and city council composition and method of election?
No objection.
Okay, all right. The next page in the set that I see is Section 3.1 extracted from the code that says composition of city council method of election. Any objection to the entry of that? Okay. The next page in the protest form set is looks like a State Board of Election tally from 11/4/2025, official municipal election results from Rockingham County. Lists the order of ballot count: Paul Dishman, 888, Randy Hunt, 806, Scott Fain, 247. We all looking at the same thing?
Yes.
Any objection to that one?
No.
Okay, all right. The next page in the set looks like a GIS photo for parcel number 106411. It lists an owner, Paul Dishman. Hopefully we're all looking at the same GIS photo. Any objection to the entry of that document?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll talk about that.
Sure. Well, I think my first question would be, Mr. Hunt, where did you obtain this document from?
Rockingham County GIS.
Are you a custodian of records for the Rockingham County GIS?
No, this is public record.
Do you have any personal knowledge as to how this document was obtained or assembled?
The procedure?
From your personal knowledge.
No, I don't know how the sausage is made.
Do you have any personal knowledge as to whether this is an authentic copy of the GIS records maintained by the county?
These are screen prints of what's sent or what's available to the public.
So you obtained these documents of your own volition online?
Correct.
Okay. We're going to object to this document based on authenticity.
Okay, so you had an objection to this document. If it becomes relevant in your discussion, if you can consider or not the probative value of this evidence with an objection noted. All right, next is, looks like a tax card for parcel ID 106411 with a location address of 515 Church Street. Do you object to that one?
No.
Okay. All right. So you can admit that one without objection. The next one is another GIS photo, this one for parcel number 107942, showing Paul Dishman as the owner. Do you have the same objections to this one?
We do.
Okay, all right. So I would say, Mr. Chair, you can just hold that one open as well at this time. Next is a tax card for parcel ID 107942 with the location address of 184 Landfill Road. Any objection to admitting the tax card?
No.
Okay. Next is a photograph, and it looks like there's just for identification purposes, it says Friday, October 31, 2025 at 6:17 a.m. And my copy's a little dark, but it looks like it's a photo of a house. Objection to that one?
I'd like an opportunity to cross-examine. Mr. Hunt, do you recognize the photo that's captured on this document?
I do.
Can you describe it for us, please?
515 Church Street, street view, taken with an iPhone at 6:17 a.m.
Okay, and it was still dark outside at 6:17 a.m.?
Yes.
Okay, is there a vehicle in the driveway?
Yeah, that's the same vehicle that's been parked there for months.
Okay, and your understanding is that that's Mr. Dishman's vehicle?
Correct.
And were there any indications that anyone was present at the house at 6:17 a.m.?
No.
Okay. If you'll permit me just one moment to confer with my client. All right, we'll withdraw the objection to this.
Very good. All right. Next page is looks like a similar photo, perhaps the same house. This one has a caption of for identification, Thursday, November 6, 2025 at 7:18 p.m.
And just one question on this. Mr. Hunt, would you agree that this photo also shows Mr. Dishman's vehicle parked outside the 515 Church Street property?
Same vehicle, not moved.
No objection.
All right. Now we come to a series of, it looks like, screenshots of some sort of electronic conversation. The one that I'm looking at has, at the very top, very faint, an image file 4897 PNG, and has at the very top a time stamp of 9:30 by a Tina Lawson.
We're going to object to all of these screenshots coming in on the basis of hearsay, and we'll just note for the benefit of the commission that, the board, that Ms. Lawson is present here today and will offer live testimony. But we are going to object to all of these screenshots of Facebook conversations. That's what they appear to be, because that is just hearsay.
I believe that the board would sustain the motions to suppress the social media evidence that's contained in this. I would like to address, though, before we move on, the GIS records there. Mr. Jones, you've objected to the GIS records that are contained in this, but you had no objection to the tax card, which shows the same parcel number as the parcel numbers listed on the GIS document. I'm wondering, I'm inclined to allow those, but Mr. Thurman, go ahead.
Yes. Did you object to the GIS record?
I did object to the GIS documents. It's not clear to me that these are authentic copies of actual records from the county based on what I've heard. So we will stand on that objection, but certainly understand that the commission has a rule, the board, has a ruling to make.
Go ahead.
So on both of these, the GIS, you objected to the GIS, but they show the same parcel numbers as the attached tax card that I'm assuming, Mr. Hunt, these were obtained from your computer going into the tax records. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Mr. Farrell, what would be the process? Does the board need to vote on overruling that objection, or do we just note it and move on?
You can note it and move on. What I would say is you have the tax cards here. To the extent that this exhibit becomes relevant to your fact finding, I believe you're going to have to make a ruling on it one way or the other. But if, to the extent that you don't need it and you don't use it, right, is probative value of any evidentiary issue in the case. That's why I said you could hold it open and rule on it later, or you can rule on it now as the chair, if you'd like, one way or the other on the GIS and just move on.
Let's just hold it and wait until our deliberation.
We'll hold it and wait till we do our deliberations.
Okay, and the final document in the set, so you sustain the objection as to all the conversations, the online conversations that were included in the protest form. The final document in the set that I have is it looks like it's a record related to a Kimberly Dawn Smith at 245 Landfill Drive, and it has voter details and some information listed there.
I'm just going to object to this on relevance grounds.
Yeah, so why do you have this one here?
Just to establish that she lived on Landfill Road, and in the social media post, she said that Paul Dishman was her neighbor living on Landfill Road.
Okay, and Mr. Chair, what I'll say is, since you excluded all the conversations to which this relates,
I think this is hearsay as well.
The relevancy objection would seem apt. So you want to sustain that objection as well, Mr. Chair?
Yes, sir, I believe so.
Very good.
No objection from the board.
All right, so that takes us through the protest form itself, as well as the additional items that were attached to it upon the original submittal. And that's the issue you had raised with me during the break. Is that all you wanted to address?
Well, I have other information I'd like to address.
You have additional evidence you'd like to present?
Yes.
Well, you have to talk with the chair about that.
Chairman, I have a statement from the State Board of Elections, written by Don Wright, General Counsel. It's a paper geared toward residency issues brought before the county boards of elections, and thus is addressed primarily to county boards. However, it's useful for the general public also. I have copies, and I think it would be germane for them to be reviewed. Ms. Seamster, would you like to?
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to rule against that because we've already closed out. Mr. Hunt, you had your opportunity to present the evidence, and we closed out your side and give it to Mr. Jones. So I believe it would be improper to consider other evidence at this time from the protester.
Okay.
And just to clarify, this is a document from the state board about legal standard, and so you'll have an opportunity at the close of evidence to present a closing argument.
That's correct.
About all.
May we proceed?
You sure may, Mr. Jones.
Thank you. At this time, we will call Paul Dishman. And my understanding is that he can testify from where he is currently seated.
We would prefer him to testify from the podium. That's what we had asked for. I know Mr. Hunt did, so if you want to do that, that's fine, but
All right, I know you're already sworn, Mr. Dishman.
Yes.
Can you just state and spell your name for the record, please?
Paul Raymond Dishman, Jr.
Okay. And would you mind spelling that?
Oh, I'm sorry. PaulRaymondDishmon, Jr.
Mr. Dishman, where were you born?
Leaksville, North Carolina.
And where did you and your family reside at that time?
15 Church Street.
Is that the home where you grew up?
It is.
Did you ever, I'm sorry, when were you born?
58.
Did you ever move away from that 515 Church Street address?
Somewhere around 78.
And why was that? And where did you move at that time?
Temporarily in Maryland Avenue in Eden.
Did you eventually move back to the Church Street property?
Yes.
When was that?
2016, 17.
What caused you to move back to the Church Street property?
My mother passed away, and my stepfather was in bad shape, and so I moved back to stay with him and take care of him.
And do you own that property at 515 Church Street?
I do.
How long have you owned it?
30 years.
You moved back, and you said about 2017 or 2018. Did you intend to make the 515 Church Street property your home?
I did.
And did you intend to make it your home indefinitely?
It is.
Is 515 Church Street still your home?
It is.
Did you recognize the photographs that were submitted in connection with the election protest form?
Yes, vaguely.
And did you recall seeing a truck parked in the driveway of the home?
It is.
Who owns that truck?
I do.
And at this time, I'm going to take you through a series of exhibits. Starting with the first one, Mr. Dishman, do you have a commercial driver's license?
I do.
Do you recognize the document marked as Exhibit 1?
I do.
Can you please describe it?
It's a commercial Class A driver's license,
What address is listed on that document?
15 Church Street.
At this time, we'd like to move Exhibit 1. I guess we're not the protesters. Are we the respondents? D1, okay. Thank you. At this time, we move Exhibit D1 into evidence. Objection on that motion, we'll be happy to proceed.
Yes, so we move to introduce that. We'll accept that.
Turning to Exhibit 2, Mr. Dishman, do you have a concealed carry permit?
I do.
Recognize the document marked as Exhibit D2.
Yes.
Can you please describe it?
It's a North Carolina concealed permit issued by the sheriff's.
Well, for the sake of the reporter or whoever will be transcribing this, we'll start over on that. But can you please describe the document marked as Exhibit 2?
North Carolina concealed permit,
And what address is listed on that document?
515 Church Street.
We will move Exhibit D2 into evidence.
So noted.
Mr. Dishman, do you have a campaign bank account
I do.
with Home Trust Bank?
Yes,
Connection with your campaign for city council?
it is.
And do you have a personal account with Home Trust Bank as well?
Yes, I do.
Do you recognize the document marked Exhibit 3?
I do.
Can you please describe it?
It's 2 canceled checks from each account.
And what address is listed on those checks?
515 Church Street.
We'll move Exhibit 3 into evidence. And do you have water service through the city of Eden?
Yes.
Do you recognize the document marked as Exhibit 4?
Yes.
Can you please describe it?
It's 2 water bills.
And what address is listed on those bills?
515 Church Street.
We'll move Exhibit 4 into evidence. Have you recently received correspondence from North Carolina Representative Reese Pirtle?
Yes,
And do you recognize the document marked as Exhibit 5?
I do.
Can you please describe it?
It's the copy of an envelope that I received from him.
What address is listed on that document for you?
515 Church Street.
We'll move Exhibit 5 into evidence.
So noted.
And do you have a homeowner's policy through the North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company?
Yes.
Do you recognize the document marked as Exhibit 6?
Yes.
Can you please describe it?
It's a billing notice for the insurance for 515.
And what address is listed on that document?
515 Church Street.
We'll move Exhibit 6 into evidence. Mr. Dishman, do you have a commercial inland marine policy through North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company?
I do.
Do you recognize the document marked as Exhibit 7?
I do.
Can you please describe it?
It's a declaration for the insurance from Farm Bureau renewal,
What address for you is listed on this document?
515 Church Street.
We'll move Exhibit 7 into evidence. And Mr. Dishman, we've established that your campaign account is through Home Trust Bank. I'll just state for the record, or ask you for the record, what campaign is this associated with?
City of Eden.
Okay. And by City of Eden, do you mean Paul Dishman for City Council?
Yes,
Do you recognize the document that's marked as Exhibit 8?
I do.
Can you please describe it?
It's a bank statement for the account.
Okay. And what address is listed on that document for you?
515 Church Street.
Exhibit 8 into evidence. Do you have an insurance policy through Shenandoah Life Insurance Company, which is part of Prosperity Life Group?
I do, but I don't have a copy of that one.
Okay. May I approach for this exhibit?
Yes, you may. I'm sorry.
Okay. Do you recognize the document marked as Exhibit 9?
Yes,
Describe it.
it's information from the Shenandoah Life Insurance Policy,
What address is listed on that document for you?
515 Church Street.
At this point, we'd like to move Exhibit 9 into evidence.
So noted.
Mr. Dishman, do you have a policy through United Healthcare?
I do.
Document marked as Exhibit 10.
I do.
Can you please describe it?
It is a 2026 updated Medicare card,
Is listed on that document,
515 Church Street.
the evidence. Do you have a Medicare Advantage account through United Healthcare?
I do.
Do you recognize the document marked as Exhibit 11?
I do.
Can you please describe it?
It's a plan information form that comes in the mail every so often,
What address is listed on that document?
in Church Street.
Other than the evidence. Mr. Dishman, do you have a policy through True Lion Insurance?
No, I do not have a policy. This is where they are requesting a policy.
Okay. Do you recognize the document marked as Exhibit 12?
I do.
Can you please describe it one more time for the record?
They send me this stuff to see if I want to apply for insurance within True Lion.
What address is listed for you on this document?
515 Church Street.
We'll move Exhibit 12 into evidence.
It's so noted.
And have you received correspondence from Humana Insurance Company?
I'm sorry.
Allow me to rephrase. Have you recently received correspondence from Humana?
I do.
Do you recognize the document marked as Exhibit 13?
I do.
Can you please describe it?
It's extra items they offer through the Medicare program.
Okay. We'll move Exhibit 13 into evidence. Mr. Dishman, do you own a 2013 Ford truck?
I do.
Apologize that you could not have a Chevy. Do you recognize that document marked as Exhibit 14? I do. Can you please describe it?
It's a title to a 2013 Ford F-250,
And what address is listed on that title?
515 Church Street.
We'll move Exhibit 14 into evidence. And Mr. Dishman, have you filed documents with the Internal Revenue Service within the past 2 years?
Yes,
Do you recognize the document marked as Exhibit 15?
I do.
Can you please describe it?
It's a payment voucher for individuals.
What address is listed on the document for you?
515 Church Street.
I'd like to move Exhibit 15 into evidence. Mr. Dishman, in 2020, or in connection with the tax year 2024, did you receive a Social Security benefit statement from the Social Security Administration?
I did.
Do you recognize the document marked as Exhibit 16?
I do.
Can you please describe it?
It's a Social Security benefit statement,
What address is listed on that document for you?
515 Church Street.
Of Exhibit 16 into evidence.
So noted.
Mr. Dishman, do you have an account with Lowe's Pro?
I do.
You recognize the document marked as Exhibit 17? Can you please describe it?
It is actually, it's a credit where I had spent some money with them, and they returned the money.
What address is listed on that document?
515 Church Street.
This time, I'd like to move Exhibit 17 into evidence. That you have an account with Lowe's. Mr. Dishman, do you recognize the document marked as Exhibit 18?
Yes.
Can you please describe it?
It's an estimate I requested from them.
And what's the date on this estimate?
$11/21/25,
Okay. What address is listed on this document for you?
515 Church Street.
This time, I'd like to move Exhibit 18 into evidence.
So noted.
Do you have an account with the State Employees Credit Union?
Yes,
Recognize the document marked Exhibit 19.
I do.
Can you please describe it?
It's a mortgage statement showing what's owed and other information relating to that account.
What property address is listed on this document?
I'm sorry.
What is the property address listed on this document?
The property address is 515 Church Street.
All right, and I know that appears to be the address that it was mailed to you at. Underneath that, it has a property address, and I see an address of 833 Clarkway Drive. Do you see that?
Yes, that's the property that this is on.
Okay, and what's your relationship with the Clarkway Drive property?
I own the house.
Okay, but you do not receive this statement at the Clarkway Drive property. Is that correct?
Do not.
Okay, what address did you receive this statement at?
515 Church Street.
And why did you receive this statement at this address rather than the Clarkway Drive address?
Well, there's people living in that house, and my mail all comes to Church Street.
This time, I'd like to move Exhibit 19 into evidence. Mr. Dishman, have you obtained services or treatment from LeBauer Medical Center in Greensboro? Do you recognize the document marked as Exhibit 20?
Sorry.
Can you please describe it?
It's a copay billing statement.
What address is listed on this statement for you?
515 Church Street.
We'll move Exhibit 20 into evidence.
So noted.
You obtained treatment or services from Dayspring Family Medicine in Eden.
Yes.
Do you recognize the document marked as Exhibit 21? Describe it.
It is a yearly visit where they do the blood work, physical type stuff.
And what address is listed for you on this bill?
515 Church Street.
This time, we'd like to move Exhibit 21 into evidence. Board, we are going to go through a series of affidavits to admit the remaining exhibits into evidence, and then we will conclude Mr. Dishman's direct examination shortly thereafter. And Mr. Dishman, in the course of preparing for this hearing, did you have an opportunity to contact friends in the community and obtain affidavits from them?
I did.
Okay. Do you recognize the document marked as Exhibit 22?
I do.
Can you please describe it for the record?
It's an affidavit signed by Tyler Warren Hopper.
We'd like to move this affidavit into evidence as Exhibit D22.
I'd like to object.
I'm sorry, are you looking to, I was discussing something, Mr. Thurman, is looking to admit this into evidence? You're going to do them all at one time?
I was going to go through them individually, but this is probably the appropriate time to handle this objection, because I imagine the same objection will apply to all of these affidavits.
Thank you.
So this is Exhibit 22, the affidavit of Tyler Hopper, and there was an objection based on hearsay. As you know, in these proceedings, the rules of evidence don't strictly apply, and the statutes do provide that the board can consider evidence in the form of affidavits, and that's the form of Exhibit 22 coming before you. It's a notarized affidavit regarding residency, and the statutes governing the board's work do, in fact, allow you to consider evidence in the form of affidavits.
So that's exactly what Mr. Hampton and I were discussing. So I believe with no objection from the board, we'll admit these.
Great. Thank you. And I will just, for the record, go one by one, but I'll do them relatively quickly.
Let's do them all. We'll admit them all at the same time. How's that? You can go through them one at a time, but then we'll just admit them one time.
That's great. Mr. Dishman, do you recognize the document marked as Exhibit 23?
I do. Regarding the residency of Paul Dishman,
And submitted by who?
it's submitted by Cicero Thomas Underwood.
And do you recognize the document marked as Exhibit 24?
I do.
Can you please describe it?
Sworn affidavit up to my residency.
Submitted by?
Matthew Tuttle.
Okay. Do you recognize the document marked as Exhibit 25?
I do.
Can you please describe it?
It's an affidavit confirming my residency signed by Tony Evans.
Okay. Do you recognize the document marked as Exhibit 26?
I do. It's another affidavit signed by Amy Lusk.
Do you recognize the document marked as Exhibit 27?
I do. It's another affidavit signed by Kimberly Smith.
The document marked as Exhibit 28?
I do. It's another affidavit signed by Sharon Smith.
You recognize the document marked as Exhibit 29?
I do. Another affidavit signed by Jack Smith.
Or defendants, Dishman's Exhibits 22 through 29 in the evidence.
So noted.
And finally, Mr. Dishman, do you intend for 515 Church Street in Eden to remain your home indefinitely?
I do.
No further questions.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take just a small recess before we examine Mr. Dishman or allow the cross-examination. 5 minutes.
those cookies this morning. I got up at 7 o'clock.
Mr. Jones. All right, we'll resume our hearing. I believe that Mr. Dishman was at the witness stand.
We'll let Randy have his chance first. What do you want to do? You want to ask questions?
Mr. Hunt, I believe that Mr. Jones has concluded his questioning. It's your turn if you have any questions for Mr. Dishman.
I do, but I would like it noted that I did not receive all of the notice of hearing information that should have been at this desk when I came in this morning.
Ms. Samester, can we,
He has a copy.
I have it now.
There were 2 copies of the desk before it started.
In 2017, your voter registration was contested, correct? It was contested. How many of these documents that were put in as evidence were created after that 2017 date?
As far as I know, all of them.
All of them? After an original contested registration, these documents were created. How many vehicles do you own?
5,
How many can you drive at one time?
1.
So obviously you have a lot of mail coming in to Church Street. Do you also have mail coming into P.O. Box 4231, Eden, North Carolina 27289?
No, sir.
That's what's on your property card. So you don't have that P.O. Box any longer?
No, sir.
Okay, but you've had that P.O. Box in the past?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have a mailbox at 184 Landfill Road?
There's a mailbox there, but I do not receive mail there.
Okay. What are your plans for 184 Landfill Road? Plan on,
Probably going to be, what, they hadn't decided at this point what I want to do with it.
okay. Who lives there?
My girlfriend,
And so you live 3 miles away from your girlfriend who lives at the property at 184 Landfill Road?
it's about right, 3 miles.
Okay, that's all I have.
I believe that Mr. Hampton has some questions for you, Mr. Dishman. from the board.
Mr. Dishman, you grew up in that house, is that what you're telling us?
Yes, sir.
Who owned it while you were growing up there? When did you acquire ownership of the house?
It's probably over 30 years ago.
Okay, so you purchased it from your parents,
She passed it on to me, gave it to me.
inherited it?
My mother did.
Okay. Where did you live in July of 2025?
July of 2025.
Yes.
515 Church Street.
Did you, Mr. Hunt has pointed out, you own or you have a property on Landfill Road.
I do.
Have you lived there?
I live on Church Street.
Have you ever lived on Landfill Road?
I've stayed some up there, but I've not lived there.
Okay. What's your occupation, sir?
I'm retired.
When did you retire?
March 1st, 2023.
Okay. And you have a commercial driver's license, is that
Yes, sir.
correct? When was that license issued?
Issue date, 13/21,
Say again, sir?
10/13/2021.
The 515 address on that license at that time?
Yes, sir. It's been on there. It's on there. I didn't list it last year.
Didn't list what last year?
It was on there prior to this renewal right here.
And so we have is a copy of a renewal.
That's a copy of the driver's license.
All
It
right.
renews again in 2026 of October.
Okay. You said something about the address not being there on the renewal.
When I renewed them, this address was on there prior to me getting this one.
Okay. So as long as you've had the CDL, you've had listed your address as 515 Church Street?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the same with your carrying concealed, your CCL. What address have you used on that?
515 Church Street.
When was this issued?
I think it was 2 years ago. I'm not sure the issue date. I know it expires in 28.
They're good for 5 years.
Yes.
All right, sir. Most of the documents, not all, but most of the documents you showed us have a date of October or November 2025. What we have to establish, and my question to you basically is, where were you living? Where did you intend for your residence to be in July of 2025?
515 Church Street.
Okay.
This would have been issued in 2023.
Okay. I don't want to get personal, but do you live alone, sir?
I did a little bit. My girlfriend has moved in with me recently. She,
That's all you have to tell me?
yes.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
That license would have been issued in 21.
Okay.
I do. Mr. Dishman, your girlfriend has moved into the 515 Church Street address, is that correct?
She has.
And you said that you, in July, that your established residence was at 515 Church Street of this year?
Yes.
Is that correct? But, and your water usage records show 100 gallons of water used. Was your girlfriend living with you at that time, too?
No.
So you're living by yourself? And the month before that, it shows no usage. And as late as this bill on 1027 shows zero usage as well. If you're living in that house, can you explain to the board how you're living there and not using any water?
Well, I go to the landfill property, wash my trucks and cars where I do not have to pay the city water and sewer rates. I take a shower there. And most of the days in the week, I'm not at that house till later in the day. I've got 100 acres of pasture I take care of, bush hogging, cutting trees, fence lines. I'm involved with the fire department in Draper, and I'm tied up doing a lot of work for them. We're getting ready to build approximately $1.2 million substation up on 14.
So I guess my concern is that you go 30 days in a house that you live in and you use the restroom, you make coffee, you wash your hands at someplace else? Is that what you're telling us?
I do not necessarily say that I wash my hands. I do not make coffee there. Most of my coffee comes from a restaurant when I eat breakfast, which is on Church Street.
But you sleep there.
I do.
And you could sleep there for 30 days and never have to get up during the night and go to the bathroom. You much better man than I am.
Yeah. Well,
I've had to go 4 times since this started.
well, a lot of that comes from time there. I go home, I do what I got to do, and I'm back out again, doing things I need to do.
There. Okay.
Every day.
I also notice on some of your affidavits, not affidavits, but some of your exhibits, I'm assuming since you're a junior, your father's name was Paul Dishman.
It was.
And did he at one time own this house or? Okay. So I noticed that some of these statements have Paul Dishman, and some of them have Paul Dishman Jr., which I think is actually your given names, correct?
It is. Mhm.
Okay. But Paul Dishman and Paul Dishman Jr. are one and the same now, is that correct?
They are. Mhm.
Okay. No further questions from me? Is there any other questions from Mr. Jones?
Not for Mr. Dishman. We do have just a few other witnesses.
Do you have any questions? Mr. Jones? You can be excused. Thank you, Mr. Dishman. Mr. Jones, call your next witness.
All right. Our next witness will be Keith Owens.
Repeat that, please.
Sorry, Keith Owens.
If you'll put your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Good morning, Mr. Owens.
Hey,
Can you please state and spell your name for the record?
Keith Owens,
And can you spell it, please?
Keithowens.
Thank you, sir. Are you familiar with Paul Dishman?
Yes, sir.
How do you know him?
I've been knowing Paul for 25, 30 years.
And what is your understanding of where he lives?
He lives, as far as I've ever known him, he's been living at 5 up on Church Street, 515.
And how?
I guess that's the address.
Okay, thank you. And how would you know that?
I go by, I've been by there several times and seen his vehicles. I've stopped and talked to him, and I go by there several times and speak to him.
And was it your understanding that he lived there in July
Oh, yes,
and that he lives there now?
yes.
Thank you. No further questions
Okay, thank you.
from me.
Do you have any questions?
Yes. Mr. Owens, what time of day did you see Paul Dishman at 515 Church Street?
I don't know the exact time. It's been the afternoon.
Has he ever spent the night?
I don't know. I'm not there at nighttime with him.
Have you had discussions with him about where he was living?
No, when I'm there, he's there. When I come by and speak to him, he's there in the afternoon.
No further questions.
Mr. Owens, you're excused.
Thank you.
Mr. Jones?
Our next witness will be John Hutchins.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, Mr. Hutchins.
Morning.
Can you please state and spell your name for the record?
JOHNHUTCHENS.
Do you recognize the city councilman-elect whose residency is being challenged in this proceeding today?
I sure do.
And what is your understanding of where he lives?
Church Street. Paul and I, we're real good about helping each other out with home improvement stuff. I'll come over and do a couple things for him. He'll come to my place, do a couple things for me, and we got a good working relationship. But been inside and outside of Paul's house a whole bunch, and been knowing him half my life.
Would you say that he's lived at that Church Street property for the last several years?
Long time. Every time I go in to get water, every time I go in to get something to drink, it's soda bottles with ice out of the refrigerator. Yeah, I would say it completely looked like somebody was living there.
Thank you. No further questions from me.
All right.
Have you had discussions with Paul Dishman about where he was living?
No, sir, I have not.
Have you seen him there before 6 a.m.?
I have.
Have you seen him there after 11 p.m.?
No, because I go to bed about 10 o'clock. I have to get up at 3 a.m. in the morning to drive to Greensboro.
Okay, no further questions.
Right on.
Our next witness will be Benny Sexton.
Did he say?
I don't know.
Mr. Jones, would you repeat that name, please?
Benny Sexton.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Good morning, Mr. Sexton.
Good morning.
Can you please state and spell your name for the record?
My name is Benny Sexton, BENNY-SEXTON.
Thank you. Do you recognize the city councilman-elect whose residency is being challenged in this proceeding?
Yes, I do.
What's his name?
Paul Dishman,
And what is your understanding of where he lives?
Church Street.
And can you just tell us how you know that he lives on Church Street?
I've worked on his house. I've remodeled his bathroom, him and I together, and he's right there. I see his truck. I go by there. I just went by there yesterday. His truck is there. I can't tell you what time of the day he's there, but he's there.
That also include July. Would you understand that he lived there in July?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. No further questions.
Mr. Sexton, have you ever had discussions with Paul Dishman about where he was living?
No, sir.
Do you think it's possible someone can live in a house and use 0 gallons of water?
And calls for speculation.
No further questions.
Is that it?
No questions.
We have no questions. He's just, witness is excused.
Thank you. Our next witness will be Wayne Dunn.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Morning, Mr. Dunn.
Good morning.
Can you please state and spell your name for the record?
My name is Wayne Dunn, WAYNE-DUNN.
Thank you. And do you recognize the city councilman-elect whose residency is being challenged in this proceeding?
Yes, sir, I do.
What's his name?
Name is Paul Dishman.
And what is your understanding of where he lives?
He lives at Church Street.
And what's that understanding based on?
Understanding based on is I've known him for about 20, 25 years. Anytime I've had any contact with him or whatever, it's been in front of that house because we stop and talk every now and then. I've got friends that know him, and I've never known him to live anywhere else as long as I've known him.
Thank you. No further questions.
Mr. Hunt,
No questions.
you're excused, sir.
Our next witness will be Cindy Adams.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Cindy Adams, CINDYADAMS.
Thank you, Ms. Adams. Do you recognize the city councilman-elect whose residency is being challenged in this proceeding?
I do.
What's his name?
Paul Dishman,
What is your understanding of where he lives?
515 Church Street.
And what is that understanding based on?
Well, I'm his girlfriend of nearly 15 years, and I have lived at 184 Landfill, so that's where the visits come from. He's always loved and lived at 515.
Thank you. And did he live at 515 Church Street in July?
Yes, he did.
Does he live there today?
Absolutely.
Thank you. No further questions from me.
Mr. Hunt,
Has Paul Dishman ever lived at 184 Landfill Road?
He has not lived there. He has visited me quite often, yes,
Does he ever spend the night?
occasionally.
Discussions with him about where he was living?
No, it's just an understanding.
No further questions.
any questions from the board? Ma'am, you're excused.
And our final witness this morning will be Ms. Tina Lawson.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Morning, Ms. Lawson.
Good morning.
Can you please state and spell your name for the record?
My name is Tina Lawson, TINALLAWSON.
Do you recognize the city councilman-elect whose residency is being challenged in this proceeding?
I do.
What's his name?
Paul Dishman.
What is your understanding of where he lives?
Well, I know for a fact because I'm an internet influencer and I have like 180,000 followers. And the evidence in which he produced was actually mine off of Facebook. So when I started doing research, I guess you could say I become his stalker because I followed to see where he ate breakfast. I was there after 11 p.m. to see the lights on in his house. I was there at 6 a.m. to see his vehicle still in the parking lot because I feel like it's my duty to be honest with my 180,000 followers.
Thank you. And when you said that the evidence came from you, what evidence were you referring to?
The evidence in which he used for the emergency when I done my opinion about the candidacies for the city council.
No longer your opinion as you stand here today.
No, that was the first one that I posted, and then I retracted it, which nobody's seen that one. And then I went back and done another post.
Thank you. No further questions from me.
Hunt?
Are you the same Tina Lawson that's currently on probation?
I'm not on probation.
You're not on
no.
probation?
No.
No ankle monitor, nothing like that now?
Is that not irrelevant?
Just trying to establish who you are.
My name is Tina Lawson. You know exactly who I am.
The Tina Lawson with the ankle monitor.
I do have on an ankle monitor.
Okay. And so this evidence that you allegedly bring, you've collected after the challenge?
After the challenge, yes.
After the challenge, okay.
Yes, I checked into it before, but I started doing videos after.
So 30 days before early voting?
No.
Okay. No further questions.
Do you have any questions? I'm sorry.
I don't. Does any of the board members have questions for?
Let me
Yeah,
clarify one
Mr.
thing.
Hampton.
When did you start your investigation?
I think when I made my post, it was early November. I think I went through and started looking when people started contacting me and before Randy Hunt started contacting people in my inbox. I started probably about November the 1st, I think.
Let me ask you this. Why did you start an investigation of Mr. Dishman?
Because I do social media and everything that I post needs to be accurate. I had retracted my first statement about where it was that Paul Dishman lived at.
The first statement then was based on, not on investigation, but on something.
It was on rumor mill. Actually, I think I posted that, yes.
All right. So your involvement in this began first week in November?
I've known Paul for years, but never did I know where his residency was.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Excused.
We have no further witnesses to call at this time.
Okay, Mr. Jones, I guess that concludes our evidence. I believe that since the burden's on Mr. Hunt, he would go first in closing arguments. Yes, sir.
We actually have the second opportunity, if you'd like it, to close.
Mr. Hunt, would you like to go first or second?
I'll go ahead and go first.
3 minutes, gentlemen. So, Roy, if you would start the timer when he gets started. Yes, sir. Mr. Hunt, would you step up to the podium, please?
I've got you all copies of this residency for election purposes. And it's important to realize this. Residence and domicile are not interchangeable terms. A person may have an actual abode, a residence, in one place and his permanent established home domicile in another. A domicile is the place to which the person intends to return. The law requires all persons to only have one domicile for voting purposes. I think that we've established that through water records, mailed documents after a contested 2017 voter registration, that he's abandoned the first domicile, coupled with the intention not to return to it. And he has the acquisition of a new domicile. He owns several properties by actual residence there, 184 Landfill Road, and he intends on making the new residence a permanent home. key element in determining residency for voting is contained in the North Carolina General Statute 16357(3). It states a person shall not be considered to have gained a residence in any county, municipality, precinct, ward, or other election district of this state into which that person comes for temporary purposes only, without the intention of making that county, municipality, precinct, ward, or other election district a permanent place of abode. Staff of the North Carolina State Board of Elections offers the following general opinion. A person may have an actual abode, residence, in one place and their permanent established home domicile in another. A domicile is the place to which the person intends to return, and the law requires all persons to only have one domicile for voting purposes. I think we've established that he does not live at 515 Church Street. He, in fact, lives at 184 Landfill Road. That's all I have.
Have a minute.
I don't think I need it. I think I've driven my point. Thank you.
To the chairman and the members of the board, about 2 hours ago, I told you that there was one question at issue in this proceeding, whether Mr. Dishman had abandoned his domicile at 515 Church Street and established a new one where he intends to remain indefinitely. The evidence you heard this morning confirms that he has not. You heard testimony from Mr. Dishman and 16 witnesses that he presented this morning live and by affidavit testimony. You saw utility bills that were introduced by the protester. Those utility bills show service at the property in Mr. Dishman's name, both in July and to this day, or at least to the most recent statement. You saw 21 other exhibits that Mr. Dishman introduced, including licenses, permits, checks, bills, letters, account statements, and medical records. All of this evidence shows that 515 Church Street, the home where Mr. Dishman's family resided when he was born, a home that he has owned for decades and certainly has been his domicile for years, is his domicile and remains his domicile today. The record contains absolutely no competent evidence that Mr. Dishman ever abandoned that address, or at least since he reestablished it as his domicile, and then established a new domicile at any other address. In fact, the only contentions you've heard to support that statement are mere argument. An argument without evidence is insufficient as a matter of law to sustain this protest. Mr. Dishman has run his campaign. The people in Ward 4 in Eden have chosen him to be their councilman-elect, and it is time that he move on to start to handle the public duties that the people of his community have entrusted him to fulfill. On behalf of Mr. Dishman, we want to thank you sincerely for your time and attention to this matter, and we wish you all a very happy and wonderful holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Jones, that's all that you have. Mr. Hunt, that's all that you have. Mr. Farrell, is there anything that you wish to bring before the board before we start deliberating on what we've heard today?
Chair, I'm happy to go through what I believe your job is, what legal standards apply, if that's helpful to you. Otherwise, I'll just read it how I recommend.
I think that, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing that we need to do is a finding of fact based on what we've heard today to be listed. So do I have anyone that wishes to introduce something as a finding of fact from this hearing? I believe that one of the things that would need to be was overwhelming in this is that there's sufficient evidence to show that Mr. Dishman receives his mail at 515 Church Street. Would that not be a fact that we could introduce into here? Asking you, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think as we prepare the record, according to Mr. Farrell, we need to do these findings of fact. So that would be one that I would suggest. Are there any others that you can think of?
We should have some discussion about what we've heard and where we are.
Why don't you start that off?
Teach me to keep my mouth shut.
Absolutely. No, I'm just kidding.
Frankly, we've heard no evidence today other than the fact that Mr. Dishman resides at 515 Church Street. We've heard from live witnesses who apparently have known Mr. Dishman for a number of years and have had contact with him, and who have come and under oath testified that he lives at the Church Street address. We cannot, of course, get into his personal life, but he has offered, I think, a reasonable explanation as to his connection with the landfill property. Mr. Chairman, therefore, it is my opinion that the petitioner here has failed to meet his burden of proof, and that the petition should be dismissed. That is my opinion.
Do I have any comments from anybody else on the board wish to comment, discuss any of the matters that you've heard today?
I'll speak.
Dr. Jones.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd just like to address our attorney, if you will, just to briefly describe for us and the public the differences between the burden of proof as far as legal residency is concerned, rather than a reasonable doubt that a person has not actually spent considerable or much time at a particular residence. Could you address that?
Yes, I can. Thank you for the question. I think the burden and where it's placed in this hearing is important, so let me just spend a minute on that. The protester has the burden to present and prove to you by substantial evidence that essentially that the election was tainted by an irregularity or some illegal circumstances that calls it into question. In this case, the allegation, of course, is that the candidate did not reside in Ward 4, City of Eden, which would be required of the winning candidate. Now, the question then is, well, what is substantial evidence, right? So substantial evidence is such relevant evidence as a reasonable mind might accept as adequate to support the conclusion that the irregularity has occurred, right? So the protester has the burden to provide substantial evidence that a reasonable mind concludes that Mr. Dishman didn't live at the address that he is presented here in his mailings, right? So that's the protester's burden. Now, you've heard quite a lot of evidence, but the protester still carries that burden, has to prove that to you, right? And as to the residency question, I just want to be clear that we all understand that under North Carolina election law, residency is synonymous with domicile, right? And it denotes a permanent dwelling place to which a person, when absent, intends to return, right? And when you establish a domicile, then you have to show that residency is no longer fixed and there's an intent to create a new residence or domicile. So when there is a dispute over two locations where a person spends their time, the key factual question is really whether the person's intent was to make one place versus the other, their domicile, the place they intend to return. Right? So I believe those are essentially the standards and the rules that are going to guide your decision making today. Is that helpful? Can I offer some additional information?
That is helpful. Thank you, Mr. Attorney. I appreciate that. Mr. Chairman, I think the board has done its due diligence, has done its duty. That's why we're here today. I think it's good that we allowed both sides to present their case. But this time I have to agree and conclude that the burden of proof has not been met because the burden of proof does lie, in this case, with the one filing the protest. Were it the other way around, things could be different. So I have to agree that I would support the motion to dismiss.
I need to ask Brian one question. The time frame that we're focusing on here, his residence at the time that he registered as a candidate or on election day?
Well, I think his residency writ large, right? I mean, all the way through, the evidence presented is that it never changed, right? It's always been the residence. So, I mean, I think it's important to focus on, all relevant time periods, the time, we should file the time for the election today. Right?
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, Sarah. Go ahead.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to
Hang on one second.
Okay.
Let me have a comment before we do that, so we've finished the discussion. So let me just say to the audience and the people that are looking, our decision today is based on the facts and that have been presented. And as our attorney has said, Mr. Hunt is the one who has the burden of proof here. Now, there's some parts of his evidence that certainly I can believe, but the overwhelming amount of evidence has been shown here today. What we have to deal with is that 515 Church Street is where Mr. Dishman resides. I would like to say that, we have this hearing in accordance with the law. We had the first hearing in accordance with the law. Every person in this country deserves their time and their right to have their say if they feel they've been aggrieved, and we've done that. And now we've closed out that evidence, and it's time to vote and move on. Having said that, if there's no more discussion, there again, we have to provide findings of fact for a potential appeal of this. So, Mr. Hampton.
Motion first.
Well, she never finished it. And then if you'll just hold that just a minute, and we can do these findings of facts, then I'll be glad to entertain your motion.
Do the motion first, and then you find.
You want to do that? Okay. That's his step one, and that's his step two. Now, that's all I know.
You ready?
Yeah, you can go ahead and do the motion if you want to.
I make a motion to dismiss the protest based on the board's findings of fact. I move the board to adopt the following conclusion of law. The protest should be dismissed based there is not substantial evidence of a violation of the election law or other irregularity or misconduct because the protester did not present substantial evidence that candidate Dishman does not reside in the City of Eden, Ward 4.
And thank you for that motion. And as you go, can I add the findings of fact that I believe were mentioned to that motion, which were the uncontroverted evidentiary, uncontroverted testimony and affidavits of the witnesses that Mr. Dishman does in fact reside at the 515 address, and coupled with the testimony of Mr. Dishman himself that he has resided there for a number of years and intends to maintain that residence in the future.
I think that's just, do we agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, and you second. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That concludes the board's actions. The motion to dismiss the protest is granted.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just to close the loop on it, there was an evidentiary objection, just so we can make the record clear, and that was to exclude the GIS maps. And at this point, you didn't rely on them, so I think you can sustain or deny the chair's discretion that objection. But I just wanted the record to be clear on it. So would you like those to come in, or can you exclude them? Those are the GIS maps.
I'll withdraw the objection.
Thank you. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.